Hey everybody, how are you doing? Trick question, don't care. Did you know that there are a surprising number of illegal copies of Crash Bandicoot games made by random members of the public completely unofficially and then sold on the shelves? There's a good chance that you would have found some of these on physical Game Boy and Game Boy Advance cartridges in dodgy flea markets. I'm not talking about online flash games, fan projects, or ROM hacks. These are mistranslated, they're illegal, they're infamous, they're Crash Bandicoot bootlegs. And the first one is known as 2003 Crash 2 Advance for the Game Boy Color. And when you look at this confounded thing was made by the company Syntax, which sounds like a groin cream. And looking at this cartridge, I think I'm gonna need some of it because oh me, oh my, is this cover giving me the chafes. We appear to be in a European skiing resort while a bit of Crash Bash hangs out in the background there, and Crash with green warts over there, and an angry shoe, and Humpty Dumpty with a shotgun. English treasures, oh boy. Product is fit for Game Boy Color or a machine. The product is fit for a machine. What kind of machine? Serene life of people is in this fine cosmos. There is an unknown object in the mysterious space to surround the Earth high speed to exercise to come over. Then we cut to Uka Uka. Where is he? I do not Ow, to how I still take you nearby. You disappointed me too many times. And then all of a sudden, Cortex steps in. Forgives me, I wasted so many years to try to conquer those stupid people. Trust me, I have a plan for resident of the weak and small people on Earth. And then we cut to Cortex enacting his evil plan and his final declaration to the planet. I'm coming. And apparently he did too much because now the planet is covered in blood. Finally, mankind of my planet have already completed. The Earth mankind will admit for my super intelligence. Your god I am. I am your ruler. Ha! Finally I won't, and now no one can obstructed me. Oh dear, what a dire situation. Who can possibly fix it? Oh, I know. Cash Banuka and King Chicken. Crash, alter evil to be straight. Go to rescue will sort on a cosmos that super hardship in of living to work properly. Okay. Then we see some flapping paper, then we see a dead whale fly across the screen, and then whoa! There's the title screen. 2003 Crash 2 The Huge Adventure on the Game Boy Colon. Off to stage 1 we go then. This isn't Crash Bandicoot. It's my granddad in his sweatpants on his way to the tool shed. You can do everything Crash can do in this game. You can jump, and you can spin. You can't spin. And your mission is to travel through the jungle, kill all of the My Little Pony puppies, and collect Wumpa Fruit by breaking boxes. Or by breaking the same invisible box forever until you die. Check it out, you can even crouch in this game. This is great. Who needs a bucket and mop when you've got Crash's mouth? Oh wait, oh god, I can't stand up. Why can't I stand up? Why am I still crouching? There's an enemy coming for me. What am I supposed to do? Get out of the way, get out of the way! Is that a dead beaver? What is that? Tell me, Gammy Dewar. Okay, let's try this again. See, I'm doing much better this time. I even got a crystal. Look at that. Let's pick it up. This is fine. No, this is fine. I'm okay. It's only Crash Bandicoot with a sawn-off shotgun. Nothing to see. This is good, actually. He went from looking like my granddad running for the garage to my granddad going duck hunting with his shirt off. I mean, the gun itself is totally worthless since you can't shoot downwards and every enemy is too small to hit, like the dreaded fiendish rabbit. But this image alone makes it all worth it. Oh, cool, a platform. Is this the end of the level? No? Why aren't you moving? What do I do? Can I go back? No. Well, I can get behind the waterfall and go... But I can't jump back up to the start of the level and I can't reset the level. I'm completely stuck. Is this the end of the game? Did I win? Did it break? This is Crash Advance 4 on the Game Boy Advance, and from the offset, this is some disappointing cover art. From a distance, you'd actually think it was the real thing, and that sucks. Crash doesn't even have his nipple knees, and it gets even more disappointing when you start the game because it looks really normal too, aside from the slightly lawsuity music. There's something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? The policeman. Level 1, dreamlike water city. And the environment is fine. The enemies are taken straight out of other Crash GBA games. Crash himself doesn't look like an orange toilet with suspenders on. What could there possibly be to talk about? Well, how about this? Where the hell am I going? Where am I landing? Where are the pits? Where are the enemies? I have no clue because everything is too zoomed in. Oh, and by the way, this isn't a special attack or anything. Crash just throws shit now, and it's bright blue because he's throwing his own tears since his own face up here makes him cry. You better stop crying though and keep yourself hydrated, Cash, because this place you're in has like 5 million suns. Whenever you think you've seen the last one, another one pops in. How is everything here not a liquid? All you do here is run, jump, play bowling, bounce on solid gold prolapses, and pray to God that wherever you jump doesn't immediately end with you falling into a pit and dying instantly. But it doesn't matter how much you pray, you will keep falling. Your God does not listen. There is a way around this though. Whenever you throw things, you freeze in midair. So whenever you want to make your jump a big old longy, you can keep it going basically forever and land wherever you want nice and safely. Want to see something weird? Even if you die and start the level over again, whenever you kill this specific enemy, the music completely changes. I couldn't get past level 1. I tried at least twice. I give up easily. Not to mention the game is quite obviously horrible, which is extra sneaky because the way the cartridge looks and the way the game itself looks gives you the impression that it might at least be a tiny bit decent. But no. Crash Bandicoot Mega Drive. And I, for one, have a lot of faith in this one. I mean, after all, Crash and I go way back. We're so in sync. The cartridge of this is once again thoroughly disappointing. Everything is spelled correctly, it's an official render of Crash, it has balloons, and come on, who doesn't love balloons? Hey, where's Crash gone? Hello? Who have we got to thank for this Genesis game then? Ah, I see, KDS. Okay, we've got a sketchy title screen. Okay, we've got some words, I think that's what they are. What does Google Translate think it says? Dr. Cortex kidnaps the cream girl Theone in order for the cream to fill his Ilovi. Then the game starts up and... This is just Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. No, I'm not trying to make a comparison joke, even though they are extremely funny. I mean, this is literally just Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel for the Sega Genesis. It's more of a ROM hack than anything, and even with that being said, it's a terrible one because the only hacked parts I could see were that you are a little bit sunburned, and instead of throwing ninja stars, you throw apples. Because we all know how Crash Bandicoot loves his apples. Yes, they're apples. No, they're not what you think they are. They're apples. I can't say anything interesting about this. It isn't Cash Banuka. It's a squirrel named after how many shits I give about him. Okay, more accurately, there's one more Nintendo Crash bootleg that isn't actually on a Nintendo console, but is based off of NES code and dumped alongside dozens of other NES games on this thing here, the Family Karaoto, an entire knockoff console only sold in Brazil. It looks like a slim PS1, it has a gun, and it has teeth. My ideal spouse. And if you can find any of these things to buy online, then you're a better human than me, because I scoured for ages looking for somewhere to buy one safely, but all I could find were the company's Facebook page, a load of sketchy photos taken with an old pair of trousers, and a baby made of lard. This is starting to creep me out. Basically, wherever I looked, I could not get this console itself. Which is honestly a huge blow to my ego, because if I was able to find a fully boxed Japanese PS1 Winnie the Pooh microphone controller and a PS1 memory card floppy disk adapter, I have absolutely no excuse for this. Either way, on this special little device is a huge collection of illegal copies of 8-bit Nintendo games, including all the classics you'd expect, like Mario, Kirby, Mega Man, Alien 3, Nuts, Milk, Arabian, and Door, but even better, it also has a Crash Bandicoot game that is completely original and only available on this console. Unless you do a little bit of digging on foreign websites and find yourself a website. And find a website where someone from Portugal decided to take the console and rip all of the games that are on it individually and upload them for you to download. Yes, ladies and gents, this game we're going to emulate. And that makes me pretty cool. This game isn't hideous. It's playable. I'm speechless. But I'm gonna talk anyway. This is basically an 8-bit Crash game. What else is there to say? It looks like Crash, you've got the moves like Crash. there's Wumpa Fruit, boxes, the stages end and bring you to new stages. I was actually able to finish this game, if you can believe it. Sure, it only took me 4 minutes and 51 seconds, but I did it. Crash, I would do anything for you in those leather hot pants. Sadly, it is still a bootleg. It runs like a waste disposal unit. You can't spin while jumping, you change races when you die, and most of the time it isn't so much like you're playing a game and instead more like you're watching your nan fall over in the kitchen. But damn it, I wouldn't be surprised if you told me this was an 8-bit Crash Bandicoot fan project, not a weird Brazilian bootleg. Don't you just love it when choppy games like this struggle to load anything at the edges of the screen and it just shows you a load of garbled stomach acids and random colors? Running forward is always a surprise. You never know what's going to materialize from the edge next, like Crash's worst enemy, the salamander. Crash Bandicoot NES has not left me disgruntled. I'm gruntled. Yeah, believe it or not, I couldn't find anyone online talking about these illegal rip-off games on smartphone stores, so allow me to pop the lesion. Let's start off with this gem, Crash Fox Skate Runner, developed by Crash Bandicoot himself. You can enjoy this Crash Fox skating games and cube block games by simply controlling your players, that is, stand upon rolling cylinders in Sky Roller games. Do you need help? App privacy. The developer... Crash Bandicoot! I can't wait any longer. Let's play. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Crash Fox Skate Runner is a game where you swipe left and right to steer the classic PS1 mascot Crash Fox while he walks on top of Pringles, you know, as he's known to do. If you don't collect enough yellow to get over the gaps, you fall and die, which happens extremely frequently because there simply isn't enough yellow to drive into. There's nothing else to say other than it's perfectly. And then you get rewarded with an ad for Train Station 2, sequel to the critically acclaimed best game ever, Train Station 1. Well, that was disgusting. What have we got next? Here it is. It's Crazy Fox Adventure in Time. It doesn't look like Crash at all, but this is what came up when I searched for him on the App Store, so I'll have to take their word for it. Crazy Fox Adventure in Time is a 2,5D platformer inspired by classic PSX games. It features low poly graphics, 2 different ways of character steering, time of the day, and I guess the guy who wrote this got interrupted and killed by rabbits, with this being his final call for help. The game has 1 rating, and it's 1 out of 5. Excellent, let's give it a look then. Hey there, lady, can I have your number? So I can ring you and tell you how vile you are? Right, so we need to get things crystal clear. This is not inspired by classic PSX games. This is a classic PSX game. It's called Crash Bandicoot. Ever heard of it? It's a great game. It has a warp room with level pads to stand on, wooden boxes with symbols on them, crystals to collect, red TNT crates, green nitro crates, spinning, crouching and slide jumping, and not being able to jump on top of enemies without dying. So yeah, take Crash Bandicoot side-scrolling levels and just make it not as good. That's what Crazy Fox Adventure in Time is. It's not awful at all. It works, but it just makes you wish you were playing an actual Crash game instead, which is as close to a compliment as I can get. Why does Crash Bandicoot keep wanting me to play Train Station 2? Oh, it even has this vehicle segment where you're on rollerblades and can't stop moving, but it controls like arse, it's totally impossible, it isn't interesting, and it's as fun to deal with as Taco Bell Bumwee. Next up, we've got Zombies Run. Crash Bandicoot. Drive ahead through the zombie highway in a race to save your family. Arm yourself with an arsenal of powerful weapons, and is this a joke? Are you okay? Are you having a fever? Is your house on fire? I'm not so sure about this, but let's give it a look anyway. Allow Zombies Run to track your activity across other companies' apps and websites. Right then, here we go. Zombies Roadkill. Oh, it changed its own name. That's good. I understand it. Level 1. Damn, guys, I feel just like a kid again. Playing Crash Bandicoot on my PlayStation. Look, it's got the taxis and the school bus and the machine gun. By the way, the truck here is impossible to steer. Look at this. Oh, come on now. I've been playing for all of 90 seconds and you want me to rate the game? Fine. If you're asking for it, you're getting it. 1 star. Write a review. Title. Cortex is too hard. This game is so hard that it made me scratch my scalp off my pretty head. Time to send and... Enter a nickname. Okay. Halal Meat. This nickname is taken. Enter another and try again. Who called themselves Halal Meat? Okay, fine. Halal Meat 5000. Done. Thanks for your feedback. You're not welcome. Well, hey, if I can give this game at least 1 point of praise, Zombies Run is free to play. And, believe it or not, Can't believe I'm saying this again. Those are the only Crash bootlegs that I could find on the iPhone App Store. The first thing we're going to look at is wallpapers for Crash HD 4K. Nice and simple. Let's give it a look. Maybe the games themselves are better, so I'll download a few proper ones and we'll be right as rain. So the first proper game we're going to be looking at is Crash Bandy. Time to start the game up then. Crash Bandy on Android. A game where crabs slide on oil, you walk into crates to make them fall apart, you jump on bouncy boxes without ever moving your legs, and Aku Aku is bold. Oh, hole. A shit. Well, I just broke the only box I could use to get around it, so what do I do now? Oh, of course. Well, hey, at least they managed to steal the Crash Bandicoot staples like TNTs. That game was pretty good, but I've got to say, the worst part of it was the title. Come on, guys. Work on your grammar. Crash Bandy Fox Adventure. You know what? You should never judge a book by its cover unless it's this one. Let's give it a look. Well, the game doesn't load. I tried multiple times to get it working, but it just kept crashing right as it opened up. All I get is half a second of a quaint little cabin and an orange hairy truck, then it stops immediately. I can't play this one, and that makes me sick. Alright, fine, let's try another one, like Super Crash Battle Adventure. Right, so at first, this game also refused to load, and I was really disappointed because how could you not want to see what is beyond this gorgeous title screen and the game logo in Times New Roman? I kept pressing start, but nothing was happening. I was starting to get really pissy, and not the warm kind, but then all of a sudden, after press number 72, we get the PSP version of Crash of the Titans. Yeah, that is all that this is. A direct port of the PSP version of Crash of the Titans, but interrupted every 60 seconds with an ad for Victoria's Plums. I mean, if you ever wanted to play the PSP version of Crash of the Titans with touch controls and constant adverts, then you're all set. What? Is that not enough? Crash Tiki's Choice. It's like the Teen Choice Awards, except culturally insensitive. Boom down big. Now this game is a single button. Yeah, that's it. Make a question, then touch the tiki mask. Okay. How do I become more attractive? Eat fruit! Can I command an army of angry bats? Anything is possible if you try. Oh, you know what? This thing isn't too bad. What should we ask now? How many spoons of sugar is best for a cup of tea? Eat fruit! Oh, okay. We were doing so well. Right, let's go heavier. How do we solve world hunger? Eat fruit! How do I lose weight? Eat fruit! How do I gain weight? Eat fruit! When am I allowed back in the rowing club? Eat fruit! How do I grow fruit? Eat fruit! How many babies am I legally allowed to step on? Ooga booga! Oh, screw this fool. I'm gonna ask Ooga Ooga for his advice. When is the best time to take pasta off of a boil? What is the cure for AIDS? That's not my problem. Next up is Bandicoot Tower, a game where you tap on the screen to put one box on the screen to build a box tower and hope to God that the next box appears above your current box because there's no pattern or rhythm to where the next box is going to appear. Next up we have Coco Crash Adventure Rescue. Jumping Mission. Let's boot it up then. Oh, shit off. Do half of these games not even load? I don't get it. Why would you spend any time making a game only to put it on an app store and not even have it start? Look, it just doesn't go. I'm trying. Go, Jumping Mission. Go! I want to jump! To give them credit, though, they so nearly got the title correct. They were so close. It's like if the new Duke Nukem game was called Duke Unkempt. Crash the Fox Bandy. Your favorite hog wild, Crash the Fox Bandy, is back. Oh, I can't wait. Actually, before we get into the game, I have to ask, how many of these bootleg dumps are there on Android? There's none on iPhone, none on Nintendo, none on Sega. They're all on here. I'm more shocked than that Ethiopian kid that went to a water park. Do you know what Crash the Fox Bandy is? Oh, sorry, I mean Crash the V2 Bandy. I guess that's his engine size. Well, it's Subway Surfers. Yeah, that's all it is. It's an endless runner game for your phone, like Temple Run, or even Crash Bandicoot on the Run if you want to be a dick. Except in this game, you're controlling a blinding yellow fox in a baby onesie melting through the floor, and when the fox bandy gets caught, the racially questionable tribal men chasing you start making cowboy noises. Because why pick a side in the American Indian Wars when you can have both? And then all of a sudden, there's a lovely ad that says, how not to kill a plant. I'm gonna take a look at one more Android game that I was able to download and get working. And it's called Super Crashing Bird. Time is nearly up and my pants are nearly down, so let's get this over with. That's it. Everyone, we've ascended. Life could cease tomorrow and we'd all be happy. The crossover to defeat Avengers Endgame finally happened. Crash Bandicoot and Angry Birds. From what I was able to stomach, this is basically the first Crash Bandicoot game remade entirely with this thing, some of the floatiest, gassiest controls I've ever seen, and boxes with the troll face on. At the very least, I was hoping for this bird to look slightly tasty because it's making me hungry, but that's not a bird, it's a hairy hemorrhoid. This isn't a bird I'd like to cook. What? You don't like eating birds? What are you? A vegetarian? I mean, look at it. Look at it! You want me to explain why this is bad? You want me to sit here and explain in depth in a 3-hour critical analysis about super crashing bird? You have eyes, right? And if you don't have eyes, well, I'm not even sorry, because if you're playing this, you don't want them. Let this be a warning to every parent all over the world. If your kid asks for a Crash Bandicoot game and you're so cheap that you just download this on their phone for free, don't give that phone back to them because they will grab you and they will kill you.